I will first take you through a section on the analog watch side and then later through the wearables. The watches business is the oldest, the original mother business of the company. And these are the four huge pillars of strength that have really energized us and kept us in a superb market leadership position for more than 3 decades. Very strong portfolio of brands. Titan, of course, Fastrack, Sonata, Xylus, sub-brands of Titan like Nebula, Raga, Zoop, etc. Unmatched access on ground and online channels. So the matrix of the portfolio of brands and the portfolio of channels, and I will take you through them. Robust manufacturing and supply chain systems, end-to-end value chain, which is where we have complete mastery in the entire system, from design to after-sales service, and a very deep-rooted culture of innovation. This has kept us in good stead. And while the pandemic was particularly harsh on a completely discretionary and desire-led category, watches are, something that we faced a lot of headwind when there was a complete lockdown and when people were sitting at home, not going out, watches are a very social kind of accessory, and with social life coming to a standstill, it became a big problem. But in the last 2 years, we have actually really reared back. Some of the observations, the premium recovery, the premium watches, that segment recovered really fast. Huge boom in online sales, and we have both our own own brand e-com sites as well as a very good presence in marketplace e-com. That took a huge, obviously during the pandemic, it became a very big part. We saw much better recovery of smaller towns, bigger towns were particularly hit. I think Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, all of them took longer to recover. And one of the things we realized is that with this kind of big external challenge, we found a new culture of being agile and very focused on value creation. So actually, in many ways, this unprecedented crisis brought out a lot of resilience and a lot of newness in the way we work. The big question that remains unstated is, what is the role of this category? What is the future of analog watches? Who is wearing analog watches? Why should they even wear an analog watch? Obviously, it's not meant for keeping time. We all have multiple devices for keeping time. It is about style. It's about self-expression. It's about status. And what we have observed is that there is enough data to say that there is a very strong intent to buy this category. A lot of the consumer work we do, quantitative numbers on strong intent to buy across retail, across all customer groups. And in the quote unquote COVID-free months, we've seen very good retail growths. 18% during festive, 15% during the Feb-March. I think it is really, and these are real, retail numbers, and we feel very, very energized and very optimistic about the analog watch business. Some other indicators in the large format stores, the departmental stores, the watches category contribution has actually gone up in the last 2 years. So there is a lot more interest. Search volume growth in some of the big, search engines like Amazon, Google, huge interest in watches. And now with normalcy coming back, we know that there is a heightened desire to dress up. All of the occasions are back, the gifting occasions, the special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, so many other things that, watches make the perfect gift for. The need to socialize, the need to dress up for working from offices, the need to dress up for going to colleges, etc. And like the overall style statement of how your entire ensemble works from top to toe, and what is the role of the analog watch. We've also seen that in the watch market, there has been growth at the premium end, unprecedented in premium and luxury. And that's something that we are really, riding that wave. And also seen a lot of growth in the mass segment, sub-1,000. A lot of it is actually on marketplace e-com sites, which has given unprecedented access to this category to millions of Indians who want to wear fashionable watches at affordable prices. So the growth strategy for our this financial year, there's premiumization. I'll talk about a little bit. There's a volume focus. So we are aiming to serve about 17 million consumers in this financial year. And the numbers of pieces or watches is actually about numbers of consumers. And, if I refer back to what Venkat was talking, it's an opportunity to serve and please all these millions of consumers. The other very big thing that has happened in the last 2 years during, the pandemic-ridden years is transformation of existing channels. And I will take you through a little bit of this. We have two big, what I call legacy channels, the EBO channel of World of Titan, which we're now calling Titan World, as well as the multi-brand outlet, the MBR channel, which used to be called Trade. These two channels have served us really well for the last 20 to 30 years. And now we have taken a huge step in investing in these channels to modernize them, to upgrade their look and feel, their customer experience, and the overall value that they offer to customers. And also the underlying bedrock of digital and data, which we have adopted in a very big way and made it a way of life. So these are some of the premiumization things, which are the channels like Helios, Titan World, the premium multi-brand outlets, and the large format stores, the departmental stores, which are all attract premium customers. The premium brands doing really well. We've seen a lot of increase in the sale of Titan brand products above 10,000. And this is coming through differentiated products of innovation and design excellence and a differentiated customer experience in store. I think that's something that we are really working on. Volume focus, the two big channels of multi-brand retail and marketplace e-commerce. This is where millions of consumers actually come. And that's where the market share game is being played, where our brands, through their outstanding product and value offering, are actually, we are able to grab market share from our competitors. A lot of low-cost innovation as in terms of product offering, and in Sonata, Fastrack, and in the lower end of Titan, and expansion, which is in what I would call mass LFS, where we have partnered with some of our departmental store partners who are going deep into tier 2, tier 3, and into smaller towns, as well as through our own format, which we have called Neolite. And you would have seen the pictures in Venkat's presentation. There were many pictures where there was Titan World and Titan Eye going together to really small towns. The packaging of that retail solution in terms of is very, very attractive to the franchisee. And there is a lot of consumption happening in the small towns. So that's really how we are attempting to gain significant volume in this. And digital, as I said, is a way of life. Online sales between marketplace e-commerce and brand e-commerce is about 19-20% of our sales. Obviously, omnichannel is again, it's totally established. Every last person in the store understands the value of omnichannel and how to really get customers to understand that hybrid way of selling. And digital and social marketing is a very big part of us. In fact, 16% is for the overall division. For a brand like Fastrack, it's about 35%. We have 10 million social media followers for Fastrack between Facebook, Instagram, probably one of the largest for any Indian brand, and very deep and very active engagement for our customers. So overall, from a marketing strategy, brands, the combination of brand trust and Titan being the 8th most trusted brand in India in a recent survey, design differentiation, the very deep capability of consumer insight and segmentation that has served this division well. Things like Fastrack, Raga, Xylem, all this has come from this very deep and committed understanding of how consumers are feeling, thinking, what they require, how they're changing, and an overall modernization of the brands. So quickly, these are the brands. For Titan, I think these are the big pillars: brand love, premiumization, I talked about it, millennial affinity, modernization. I think Titan has now become, in the last 2 years, its appeal to younger, more modern consumers has gone up phenomenally. And we see that in the growth. Raga Refresh, where we are looking at the next chapter, as well as Volume Drive.
Moves your world. Titan Mechanical.
So as you see in this film, you think of mechanical watches belonging to a very stuffy old world of wood paneling and leather armchairs. But this is the modern rendition of mechanicals, which makes it very appealing to younger people. This is the new face of Raga. We've recently signed on Alia Bhatt, and she totally embodies this very bold, beautiful, very confident, self-confident, and self-expressive new Raga woman. And we will soon see a lot of advertising and marketing communication on this. And this is the lineup of products for Titan. Have a look. I think that gives a, like they say, pictures say more than, this is like, videos say more than maybe a million words, that the kind of passion and innovation that goes into a product offering, which is so enticing and so attractive to the customer. Now I'll talk about Fastrack. This is a brand that has always been known as the super stylish, uber cool brand. And these are the big pillars, really reviving the brand magic and consolidating the positioning of affordable fashion for young people. And the channel strategy, which is that because young customers have, of course, all of us have moved online, but I think the young of the country have moved online in a very, very determined and decisive way. And therefore, how do we actually chart the customer decision journey of Fastrack consumers? Where do they start and where do they end? And really thinking that through. So you see a very cool, fashionable, very in, and a lot of, I would say, innovations based on materials, based on plating, based on colors, based on movements, all of which will kind of bring that kind of cool fashion vibe to the Fastrack watches. Now coming into Sonata, and that's a different flavor. In Sonata, these are really watches below 1,500, mostly between, I would say, 6 to 1,200. And we think of these consumers, the big penny drop is that there may be a budget, but there is no limitation on the style aspiration. So it's a very aspirational in terms of style and what kind of look they want, but with that price point in mind. The other big understanding we have of Sonata is that the Sonata consumer is actually very deeply located in their geography, and there's a lot of pride in their language, in their state, in their culture. And these are young people who are able to traverse that and, keep that regional identity very as part of their persona, and they want to put it out as also as part of their watch brand. And online access, and I mentioned this earlier, the lower price points, I think the explosion came actually from marketplace e-com. So I'll play a film which actually talks a little bit about the deep connect and pride in geography.
காலம் மாறினாலும் தமிழ் மண்ணோட வாசம் மாறாது. சந்தோஷம்னாலும் சரி, துக்கம்னாலும் சரி, அடிச்சு தூள் கிளப்பிடுவோம். இது வெறும் பழக்கம் இல்லை, என்னைக்கும் மாறாத தமிழ் மண்ணோட வழக்கம். இனிமையான புது தொடக்கங்களுக்கு சொனாட்டா, நாளையின் முதல் நொடி.
So that's Sonata for you. We also have a very nice portfolio of international brands. We have the license of these brands, and they really, flank the house brands in the overall domination of the entire analog watch category from the house of Titan. Tommy, Antline, Coach, Kenneth Cole, Police, some of them are more women's brands, some more men, and some like Tommy are actually for both genders, very strong product portfolio. brand salience, and impactful retail presence. These are the big things that we are looking at. We also have, in some cases, brand ambassadors, and there's a lot of marketing at a very channel level that is very impactful for these. Coming to sales strategy, we have, like I said, multiple channels, and each channel serves a purpose. So this chart is very briefly telling you that there are three types of customers. There are customers who are brand decided. There are customers who are category decided, but open and really want to see multiple brands. And there are people who are category and brand undecided. They are just, in the market for consumption. And we have actually each channel that actually fits in. Clearly, the number of people who are in brand decided, people who are coming to the World of Titan Fastrack stores or our brand e-com sites, the numbers are lower, but the conversion is huge because they already decided. And if you go on the other side, people who are coming in, just walking into a shopper's store, for example, or into an Amazon, it depends on the marketing we do. They're not necessarily looking for a watch, and they're possibly not necessarily looking for our brands, but they stumble upon it. The numbers of consumers on the other side are in millions and sometimes billions. So the possibilities are enormous, and we have different strategies for each to capture these customers who are coming into the funnel. So our channels, and I talked briefly about the two big channels, Titan World and the multi-brand retail, where we've done a lot of work on completely upgrading and transforming these channels from where they were. So just brief this thing on this. Titan World has been reimagined to be much more premium, international, modern, and smart. And this is what consumers want. And you saw the video of Titan products. Those fantastic, innovative Titan products need the right stage for them to play out their drama. And this is the huge upgradation that we are doing. And I'll come to the numbers of the kind of stores that we have touched. We've renovated 130 stores last year. We added 60 new stores. And in this year, we are renovating another 140. So our original base of 530 stores, more than 60% would be completely new look. And I will show you what that looks like to attract today's customer. And of course, new stores. And that's another very big plank that we have in terms of expansion and growth. So these are Titan Worlds, completely reimagined, very international. We have the brand directory out in front because we have so many international brands and many consumers are not aware. And they do want to see all the international brands. Helios. This is a very interesting thing. We've been talking about Helios, and the combination of Helios and Titan World is just unleashed possibilities. We have many, many combo stores, and I'll show you video one. People come in, they want to look at all the Helios brands, the Swiss brands, the other fashion brands. And they actually, if there is a attached Titan World, they go there and they look at the Titan. Sometimes they buy the Helios brands, the international. In many, many cases, they come back and select the Titan watch. Because just as a watch, it is such a powerful proposition. So this, when we add a Helios to a Titan World, obviously the overall sales go up. But what's so counterintuitive and compelling is that the Titan World sales actually go up. We see growth once we add the international. So this is a very unique formula that is working very well. We call it a combo store. Helios, these are the kind of stores that we have right now. We are expanding again heavily this year, about 50 new Helios stores, very high price point, and the combo working like gangbusters. This is in Connaught Place, Delhi. This is the Helios part where the fashion brands are. This is smart. So this has unlocked great possibilities for us. Quickly moving on to multi-brand retail. As I said, we are looking at greatly transforming the look and feel. These multi-brand retailers have actually been the bedrock. It's still the largest channel by value. And over 7,500 retailers, of which the top 1,000 are really important to us. But many of them, through generations, have not necessarily invested, understood. They've seen a modern world go and they're like, e-com se pe sara dhanda chal raha hai. But now they are totally aligned and we are together investing. The company is spending a lot of money. They are spending money in transforming the look and feel of the stores, the solution that, the merchandising solution, the really good watches that they have in the right quantities, elevating their staff, giving them training, giving them uniforms, giving them that pride of working for Titan in some ways because they are selling Titan watches. Digitization, a lot of our orders are now being taken online. The old method of the distributor's staff going, a lot of very deep transformation digitally has happened. And customer relationship management of their customers. So we think of CRM as something digital and tech, but actually some of our multi-brand retailers, they know their customers through generations. They will tell you, if you go to them, they will really address you by name, know your father, know your grandfather, ask you about your children, has so-and-so come back from the US. And that's the deep connection. So we sometimes underestimate the value that our multi-brand dealers bring to the table. This is a program to really take them and lift them to where they need to be, where they should be. Two other channels, I'll not spend too much time. Large format stores, very important channel. Premium customers are very much there, and it allows us to play the market share game, as well as in some cases get from other categories. People come in to buy apparel and come into, and marketplace e-com, we are very happy that we are actually doing very well. Some of our partners, like all these partners, are people that we work with very closely, having joint business plans. We have all our brands in the top 5. Fastrack is the biggest brand in Flipkart and so on. So it's replicating the market leadership and dominance that we have seen in the on-ground channels for years. Manufacturing, I think these are the big pillars, but the one that I'm going to talk about is Make in India. In March 20, 49% of the value of our watches, we had an import content. By March 23, it will come down to 30%, and by March 24, it will be 20%. So this is a very big exercise of capability building in India, sometimes within our manufacturing capacity, sometimes with our Indian vendors. Huge work on plastic ecosystem, internalization of movements, cases, plating colors, all of this. Earlier we were dependent on outside the country vendors, and now a massive amount of work which is internalizing and indigenizing our manufacturing. Okay, now coming into wearables, and I'll probably take about 5 to 10 minutes. The wearables market, we all know, these are IDC sources. It's just exploded. This last financial year is approximately 8,000 crores. Then this financial year is supposed to be about 9,500 odd crores. We see where this landscape is and where we are working. So if you see this chart, there on the x-axis at the average price points and then the brands on the side. So less than 3,000, 3,500, very big Indian homegrown brands doing massive volumes, very online. And then right at the top is greater than 20, 25,000, Fossil, Samsung, Garmin, and of course, Apple sitting at greater than 35,000, again, huge value. And if you look at it, it's between the 3,000, say 4,000 to 15,000 that we have, we are playing our game. Fastrack between say 3,000 to about 6,000, and Titan from around 6,000, 7,000 to all the way to about 15 to 20,000. That's a wide space. There are not a lot of players there. There are some, but if you keep at, the two polarities apart, the white space in the middle is where our brands naturally exist. The Fastrack's average price point is actually that. Titan's average price point is actually between 6,000 to 15,000. So this is where we are playing the game. This is one of our launches. This is Titan Smart, selling at 9,000 rupees. And the next product, and this is doing very well. And the next product is Fastrack Reflex Walks. We're actually having a stock out situation because of the extreme demand on this product. Can we have the video, please? And this is Titan Smart Pro, again doing really well at a price point of 12,995 with an AMOLED display. And this is the kind of marketing done. We've done a lot of marketing in both online as well as on ground, because a lot of our customers are actually buying this in World of Titan stores and a lot of on-ground channels, a lot also selling it online. This is the lineup we have for this financial year. We have 14 new products and a lot of design features which are currently really trending. People are asking for it: large screen, AMOLED, curved edges, functional features like BT calling, AI voice, ECG, music playback. And we also have our own Titan Smart Lab, which is in Hyderabad, which is the extended arm, which is, if you recall, in 2020, we had acqui-hired a company called Hug Innovations. That whole tech team, now bigger, better, is working on a lot of R&D for differentiated products. So there is a parity product play and there's a differentiated product play. This is coming up like next week. Fastrack Reflex Curve, very large curved glass, very, very fashionable with 24 sports modes, body temperature. And this is the Titan Smart 2, which is different shape. The Smart has the round shape. This is Smart 2, which is at 7,995, AMOLED display, and a whole host of features. Again, this is bound to be something that will just get lapped up by customers. The platform, the Titan Smart Lab team is also working on the platform. And this is where the stickiness comes in on the customer engagement, gamification, rewards, etc. We are targeting 1 million plus app downloads. And like I said, all of the channels are selling, and in all channels, we're tweaking our play for smartwatches, which is different from the watches. So the future is ours to make. We are super confident and really passionate about the analog watches business. And of course, the smart, you saw the numbers on the market. So there's a huge uptick on that we can see. And this is our dream. 10,000 crores by the year 25-26 with an EBIT margin of 18%. And out of the 10,000, very roughly 7,000 crores on the watches side, which is about a 15% CAGR for the next 4 years. And on the wearables side, 3,000 crores, which of course will be much higher. But then the market in 25-26, if you can extrapolate, will also be quite high. So this is something that, the entire division, all the 3,000 odd people in the division are super excited, passionate, and very committed to making this dream come true. Thank you.